All right, so for this video, I kind of wanted to talk about basically the Archons are scared of being exposed. It's the thing that they're most afraid of. And what it makes me think of is it makes me think of like cockroaches in the kitchen. Like when you turn on the light and all the cockroaches scatter in the kitchen. That's basically how this matrix operates. It's basically how these reptilian entities operate. Is that they're very the thing that they're most afraid of is being exposed. I would say that that's the second thing that they're scared of. The first thing that they're scared of is us finding out our true power. Because once we find out our true power, then they're done, right? But they're very frightened of being exposed because basically this entire system, right? If you look at like the secrecy, right, the black budget government projects, like Project Bluebeam, MK Ultra, right, like the underground military bases, these entities operate, and the way that they operate in the unseen realms in the astral plane, right? These entities are extremely cowardly, basically, because they know that we're too powerful for them, so they have to do things, sideways, right? They're like the slithering of a snake or something like that. They have to do things sideways and underhanded, backstabbing tactics because they don't possess any actual strength, right? It's like the reptilian cries out as it punches you, right? The reptilian cries out in pain as it strikes you, right? That's basically what that's basically what these entities are, and so one of the things that is core to this entire system is secrecy, right? Keep it like any whistleblowers they assassinate. Anyone who tells the truth, they suppress them. They destroy their reputation. They destroy everything about them because finding out the truth is the thing that they're most afraid of. And it really does show, if you are really attacking the system or not. If these entities sort of attack you for saying stuff, right? Because if these entities, excuse me, if these entities were truly powerful, basically that they would be able to, it's like, why aren't they invading Earth, overtly? Like, why aren't they invading Earth, like up front, basically? Because, and the reason why they're not doing that is because of, and the reason why they're doing it in a cowardly way in the unseen is because of the fact that they don't have enough power to do it up front, and so they have to do it from, from a backhanded tactic. They have to hide in the shadows, hide in the astral, hide in black budget government programs. And the entire house of cards, because it is a house of cards, is built on secrecy. It's built on hiding in the shadows, basically. And basically these entities operate from a very cowardly standpoint. And I just sort of wanted to talk about that. That like them being exposed is like their greatest fear. Them like the house of cards crumbling is based on like the opposite of secrecy, like the disclosure, right? And I just wanted to talk about how like that's basically a huge modus operandi for these reptilian entities, these archons, is that once they're explained, it's almost like once you tell someone about the tunnel of light, once you tell someone about how reincarnation is a trap, once you tell someone about the deceptions of the tunnel of light and how you can just decide to leave with your intention, like once you tell someone that means you're gone forever, they've lost a food source, right? And I think like the reason why they're scared of being exposed, why they're scared of like the disclosure, like the opposite of secrecy, right? They're scared of it because of the fact that these entities are not connected to a divine spark. They don't have a divine spark like we do, so they have to feed off of us because we possess that connection to to I would say prime reality, because a source, if you say source, right, connection to source, that sounds way too new agey. I don't really like that. I would say we have a connection to prime reality. We have a connection to like pure imagination, infinite awareness that they don't have, and so these are parasitic entities that have to feed off of our negative energy in order to survive, right? And well, basically, what that means is that like their food source is gone once they're exposed, and basically it's like the fear of death, right? Like these, and it's one of the crazy things about the reptilian consciousness that I've talked about before, that what their entire consciousness, their entire modus operandi is based on pretending to be something that they're not. Basically what they do is they pretend to be gods even though they're not. They pretend to be immortal even though they're not. They pretend to be superior to us even though they're not, right? And it's a very Wizard of Oz sort of thing, right? I am the great and terrible Oz, right? And then you see the man behind the curtain, you see the lizard behind the curtain, and it's like, oh, pay no attention, right? The fear of being exposed for the inferior creatures that they are, right? And this fear comes from a fear of death, and it's almost like everything that they say they are, they're the opposite. They claim themselves to be immortal, even though they're the only ones who are actually mortal. They're walking in death, so to speak, because if they don't feed off of our energy, then that means they get destroyed because they've been cast out. They've been cast out, right? They've had that connection to prime reality, to infinite awareness removed, right? That they've decided to reject that, and now they're constantly chattering their teeth, afraid of death, afraid of their own destruction brought on by their own their own evil, their own inferiority, right? And so I just wanted to talk about that. Like, why are the reptilians being scared of being exposed? Why are they so scared of us, right? Of us, fighting against them, is because without us, they're nothing, less than nothing. That's who they are. It's who and what they are. That's wanted to talk about that. Yeah, and the reptilian cries out in pain as it strikes you. That's the video.